Today, in comparisons to the 19th century Gilded Age, let's look at another wannabe demagogue who created fake news any way he saw fit, and that's William Randolph Hearst. Hearst inherits his money from his father, who's the millionaire mining engineer George Hearst. Hearst is kind of searching for a career, so he takes over his father's failing newspaper, the San Francisco Examiner. Hearst dumps a lot of money into the Examiner. He hires reporters away from other papers. He hires the best cartoonist. He even gets Mark Twain, Jack London, really prominent writers of the day to do pieces for the paper. And then he sets his sights on New York. When Hearst comes to New York, he takes over the New York Journal, and he finds there's another game in town. It's Joseph Pulitzer who runs the New York World. And these two sort of engage in a who can sink the lowest to sell more papers battle for a number of years. And this is called yellow journalism. Why it's called yellow journalism is not important, but just know it's basically like tabloid journalism. So Hearst and Pulitzer stage stunts. There's lurid crime reporting. They fabricate interviews. There's just whatever they think the version of the news and the facts are is what is reported in the paper. Around the same time, there's a rebellion in Cuba against the Spanish rule. Hearst is very much on the side of the rebels. And so he uses this as a way to basically fan the flames of anti-Spanish sentiment and leads to the Spanish-American War. Now, most of what Hearst is printing about these Cuban rebels and these Spanish atrocities that are being committed onto the Cuban people turns out to be untrue. But hey, he's got to sell papers, so Hearst has no change of heart. In fact, he doubles down and starts buying more papers all across the country. And he turns his eyes to politics. He gets elected to the United States House of Representatives. Now, what's wild is that even though Hearst is a millionaire, he is seen as a man of the people because that's who buys his newspapers, the people. He's the working man's candidate because the working man is who really buys his newspapers, and that's who he tries to appeal to, even though he is most definitely not. Hearst tries to